Yeah.
And last week during joint practices, Mary Kay came out. She was on the radio show in Cleveland, asked about the red zone struggles in the second day of joint practices for the Browns. And Mary Kay said, essentially, and I'm paraphrasing, they didn't have Elijah Moore, so they were very limited in what they could do offensively. Without Elijah Moore, it took a bunch of the pieces and a bunch of the plays from the playbook they want to run in the red zone out of it. And it's practice. It's still early, but without Elijah Moore, the offense was quite different. And then we had Kevin Stefanski on Saturday. He was asked about Elijah Moore and his versatility in the offense, and I'm going to play his response to that right now for you guys. Steve, I'm going to take tag board, and this is Kevin Stefanski on Elijah Moore.
I just think there's not really a limit to what he can do. I think he's a very good outside receiver, a very good inside receiver. You can put him in the backfield, put him in the wildcat. I think there's really just no shortage what you can do. And I say that just because of the skill set and because of the intelligence. So like you mentioned with the lining him up in the backfield, hadn't done a ton of that. But just if you think about the person and think about the player and what he's able to handle, we just felt like it'd be something that he can do. Not to say that we will do it every game, or maybe he'll be there all 50 plays in one game. It's really by game plan.
Yeah. So we have articles about Elijah Moore being played at the wide back position, which Deebo Samuel does in San Francisco. We have reports from Mary Kay about the Browns' red zone offense not being the same without Elijah Moore. I'm putting the pieces of the puzzle together. Do you guys get the sense that the Browns are almost building their offense around Elijah Moore for this upcoming season?
No, not at all. That's ludicrous, guys. That you build an offense around your quarterback, not around the wide receiver. It's absurd, especially not a wide receiver that's done nothing in the NFL.
Right.
We all like the potential of Elijah Moore. We all hope he's going to be a big part of this offense. I think he's going to be a big part of this offense. I'm expecting him to have a pretty good year for the Browns. But the idea that the Browns can't score in the red zone without Elijah Moore.
I mean, look at those numbers.
I mean, come on.
Look at those numbers from that. You're building your offense around that?
Yeah, I mean, give me a break. All right? If the Browns can't score in the red zone without Elijah Moore, they've got big problems.
Yeah.
That's ludicrous. And he's not even the best receiver on the team.
I mean,
by the way, in terms of what they've accomplished in their NFL career, he's the fourth most accomplished pass catcher on this team. Fourth, behind obviously Cooper, DPJ, and Njoku. I love the upside of this guy. It didn't work for whatever reason with the Jets. There's no reason he can't have a very nice season for the Browns. But the idea that they're building this offense around him or that they can't do anything without him is insane.
Did the Chiefs build their offense around Tyreek Hill when he was there?
Of course not.
No. Did they build it around Travis Kelce? No, they built it around Patrick Mahomes.
That's right.
Deebo Samuel, who you mentioned, is not really – I would say that the 49ers build their offense around him.
No, and they don't even have a stud quarterback.
No, they don't even have a great playmaker.
No.
Like, he's probably their best playmaker, but they don't build the offense around him.
No, I say Christian McCaffrey's their best playmaker.
Well, yeah, true. But – and I guess that goes to the point. I mean, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole of a running back in a pass-happy league, but that further strengthens the point of what we're trying to make here. This is not an Elijah Moore offense. That's ludicrous. This offense is built around four. And if they don't score in the red zone, it's because of Deshaun.
That's right.
It's not because of Elijah Moore.
Right.
G?
Let me get my Kool-Aid together.
Oh, boy. Here we
go.
Now, just because I sip my Kool-Aid doesn't mean I'm crazy. What are y'all talking about, bro? I can't even really get into the
With that dramatic build-up,
with that build-up,
I can't wait to hear what's coming.
This guy. No, that's not it. See, I knew this would happen. The Browns are now in today's age. They trying to go new wave. We out of the Stone Ages where we have a forward passing game. It isn't dink and dunk, and we do a lot of other different things we've been asking for. Now all of a sudden, you telling me because you can't punch the ball in on the red zone, it's because Elijah Moore? First and foremost, he's all of what?
9?
5'8", 5'9".
How tall is Elijah Moore, Mike?
I'll look up the exact numbers, but the 33rd team released their top 10 receivers under 6 feet tall yesterday. Elijah Moore was 9 on that list.
So he's short. He's a scat type guy. You can't just say that's your goal line package. Where's David Njoku? Where's Amari Cooper? Where's Donovan Peoples-Jones? What about your offensive line and your running game? Donovan, here's the thing, and I want to just get to it. I don't want people to start doing this. I don't want people to start being like, all right, if Deshaun Watson don't put up these type numbers, it's because that person is out or this person is out.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Nah, bro. When all these other good quarterbacks, it don't matter. They just be throwing the ball to no-name gangsters and they still look good in the red zone. That's up to you, Stefanski. You got one guy. Why don't they have anybody backing him up doing the same stuff that Elijah Moore does, right? You got to have depth. I just think sometimes we be overthinking it. No, Deshaun Watson is the guy who you build your offense around, and that's a simple point blank period.
As G likes to say, there's levels to this thing,
Way
right?
levels.
There's different levels of quarterbacks. And the tier 1 and I would say tier 2 quarterbacks, which ends either at 8 or 10 or 9 or 11, somewhere, depends on the year. Those top 2 tiers of quarterbacks, it shouldn't matter who they have around them. Yes, you want better talent around them, and the better talent you have around them, the better you're going to be. But especially in the short term, one play, one series, one game, the top quarterbacks should be able to have success with anybody. And when obviously all these teams have pretty good players. It's the quarterbacks that are further down the line, like the Jared Goffs and then eventually the Baker Mayfields of the world. With those guys, yeah, things got to be almost perfect around them. But with somebody as talented as Deshaun Watson, I don't want to hear it. Folks, Kevin Stefanski and Deshaun Watson have no excuses. None. There's a referendum on both of them this year. Kevin Stefanski's got to get the most out of this offense. He's got to get the most out of Deshaun Watson, and Deshaun Watson's got to play great. I don't want to hear any excuses. I don't want to hear about offensive line, receivers, nothing. Browns got plenty of talent. They've got depth. I don't want to hear it. It's not an Elijah Moore. Anybody that would say it's an Elijah Moore, basing the offense around, that's the dumbest thing I've maybe ever heard in my life.
There's way dumber out there than that.
There is much dumber. But think about that. How often have we ever said that any offense is built around any wide receiver?
Not to mention, he's not even the number 1 receiver on the team.
No. He's like, come on. What is he, the 50th best receiver in the league right now? Now, maybe he gets to 30 this year. Maybe he gets to 25. I don't know. But the Bengals, Jamar Chase, the offense is not built around Jamar Chase. It's built around Joe Burrow. Give me a break. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
They yelled at me all last year for saying the offense was built around Nick Chubb. No, you can't. You cannot run the ball every play. We're not about to do that. I don't get it. Here's the thing. I guess Elijah Moore, we like him. We got a couple of receivers now. It's cool. I get it. We got some receivers. We gonna throw the ball around. But come on, man. He's not even the highest paid on the squad.
Not even close.
Not even nowhere to be found.
Elijah Moore's the 6th highest paid receiver on the Browns.
6th? Wow.
Really?
Well, he's still on his rookie contract.
Well,
anyone they've paid real money to is making more money than.
Well, who else? They're paying 6 receivers, legitimate contracts.
Cooper. Oh, hold up.
Cooper, DPJ. Is DPJ making more?
No,
He's
DPJ
on a rookie
doesn't make
contract.
more.
Got
No.
drafted later.
Yeah.
But Godwin. Hold on. I had it up. I just closed the
you're
tab.
a
by
crap.
accident.
Are you counting Njoku in that?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're counting tight ends, then yeah, because that slappy.
Yeah, well, it was pass catchers. It was the technical
okay.
category.
Aiken's probably making more too.
Akins
then.
is probably
Akins
making
makes
like
more
$1
than-
million
yeah.
Dang.
or whatever.
Yeah, but don't get it twisted. He'll be
Yeah.
good this year. I still think.
No one's saying he's not good.
We all
He'll
like
be
it.
good
But here's
this
the
year.
thing now.
But he's not.
Been built up so much. Think about this. If he had 950 yards and 6 touchdowns, I'd be like, that's a phenomenal season.
This
Wouldn't
year?
you guys?
Yeah.
I feel like we've built him up to the point where some people will be disappointed if he has those numbers. Some people, he's just been built up so crazy. It's like, calm down. The guy's got a lot to prove.
Earlier this year was DPJ. So
Yeah.
he had a lot of the build up. He had the residue on his name. He just build up. I'm like, dang, DPJ about to get 1,200, and then we haven't seen him or
No,
heard from him.
at
So
all.
it's like we'll see.
What do you think's going on with that, Jason? Do you have any clue on that? We haven't seen him. There's a few guys like Delpit and
Delpit.
Newsome. What's happening with you? Why are these guys not playing at all? Do we know?
I think it's just the way that they're going about handling the preseason.
You're going to Browns camp this week?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay. Maybe we'll get some insight from you on that. Are you back here Thursday?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Because I'm like, what is happening here? Why are these guys not playing?
DPJ's name hasn't been mentioned, other than us asking where has DPJ been.
Yeah.
In no exaggeration, 3 weeks. He hasn't been in any of the camp reports. He hasn't been in any of the highlights they tweet out. It's Moore, it's Cooper, it's Watkins. I haven't seen him anywhere.
I ain't seen Delpit either. Have not seen, not just, okay, you're not playing. I'm not saying he's trash or something. I'm just saying we have not seen him. We just ain't heard from him, bro. We just not.
DPJ and a second-round pick for Stephon Diggs. We have to give him more than that.
Who says no?
We was doing that, right?
I threw some trades in the group chat yesterday that you guys didn't like, and they were clearly very serious trade suggestions.
Yeah.
Real quick, you mentioned Elijah Moore and his expectations for the upcoming season.
Yeah.
I want each of you guys to answer this question for me. What would he have to put up numerically to reach the level of expectations you think the Cleveland Browns fan base has put on him this season?
I would say 1,200 and like 8 touchdowns, the way the hype is right now.
Are you asking realistically or
No. To meet the expectations that you think
That
the
people that are
majority of
talking
the
about the
fans
offense
base.
being
Oh,
built
1,000
around
yards. Yeah, 1,000 yards.
I would say more than that even. I don't know.
I don't know how if Elijah Moore has more than 1,000 yards. It has 1,006 yards at the end of the year. I don't know how you could say that he underachieved
that would be
or disappointed.
That would be insane. But
That
I
would be
just feel
totally
like that's
insane.
the way people are
What did
building it up
DBJ
right
have last year? How many yards did DBJ
now. 8
have?
something,
Eight
right?
something. I'll have it right now.
Yeah, if he had 1,000, if Elijah Moore had 1,000 yards, I mean, I think realistically, what you said, 900, 850, 900.
With 5-6 touchdowns.
When
that'd
you
be
look at all the playmakers and
Yeah.
weapons that this team has,
that'd be great.
Yeah,
I would sign for that, no
Yes.
doubt. I mean, he's, that would.
but there's even with the 17 games, there's something magical and mystique about that 1,000-yard number that I think a lot of Browns fans would probably expect him to have.
Especially when Deshaun Watson has to get 4,900 yards.
That's true.
Oh, you came down from 6,500.
No, it wasn't at 6,500. It was that, but I might have him up at 500 on the ground now.
Fuck. Oh. Mike, what do you got?
on the
What was
ground.
DPJ's number?
DPJ had 839 last year,
Okay.
61 catches and 3 touchdowns.
I mean, I think Elijah Moore is a more talented wide receiver
Yes.
than DPJ.
Yes.
So what you're telling me is they got a chance to have 3,000-yard receivers.
They got a chance. I think DPJ, Njoku, and Elijah Moore will all be between 650 and 950 probably.
Yeah.
Maybe even 750 and 950.
Yeah, they're not going to have 3,000-yard receivers.
I doubt it, but
That's only happened. We looked it up. I think 3 times in NFL history.
Yeah,
where
that's
a
not
team has had 3,000-yard receivers.
I think the Redskins did it with Gary Clark and a few other guys.
I would think the Rams, right? Greatest show on turf.
But
who's
it
your
was a
third
running
receiver?
back.
Well, Falk maybe.
Was Isaac Keene? No, he was a return guy.
No, they didn't have a third receiver.
They didn't have a third.
in
Now,
that
Falk
group.
had 1,000 yards receiving.
It's
though.
happened 5 times.
including
5 times.
running backs or
You want to read?
ahead.
The,
If you
Ari-
have the
the
list.
Arizona Cardinals and the Washington Redskins are on that list, and I believe
That is
Houston
correct. Those 2 of the
Oilers.
5, G. The Cardinals in 2008, Larry Fitzgerald, Anquan Bolden, and Steve Breston.
Steve
Breaston.
Stevie B.
Michigan's own Steve Breaston.
1989, the Redskins, Art Monk, Ricky Sanders, and Gary Clark.
I remember that team.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you guess the other 3? One has been in the last 20 years. One was in 1995, and one was in 1980.
Patriots? Did the Patriots do it?
Right conference, though, for the recent one.
Colts.
Correct.
Reggie
Pierre
Wayne,
Pierre
Harrison.
Garçon.
And, Bull, you should know this one. It's been on your podcast. He's white, just like you.
Tony Gonzalez, right?
no.
What? Brandon Stokely.
Oh, Stokely.
Bad
I
job
thought,
out of you,
I thought
Bull.
Tony
Good job.
Gonzalez had a 1,000-yard year for the Colts. Maybe not. Or maybe it was a different
Tony
year.
Gonzalez for the Colts?
Yeah. Didn't he?
He didn't play for the
Tony
Colts.
Gonzalez.
Yes, he did.
He played for the Chiefs.
Our guy.
Anthony
Anthony
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez.
Yeah, he did.
No, it was Harrison, Reggie Wayne, and Brandon Stokely.
Can I tell you a 5-second Anthony Gonzalez story?
Yeah.
Because he grew up in Avon Lake, and I was talking the legendary umpire there, Mike Menino, has been there forever. And when AJ hit his 2 home runs over the fence, we were talking about it. He said nothing will top Anthony Gonzalez hitting 23 home runs over the fence
Oh my
in
God.
that city league, in that rec league.
crazy.
in Avon
And
Lake.
and 2 is the most, like.
Oh, we had a kid last year hit like 6. So 2,
okay.
but 2 is the most this year.
Yeah.
But back in the day,
But 23.
Anthony Gonzalez, the receiver, went to Ohio State, played in the
that's,
NFL, was on our show,
Yeah.
hit 23 home runs
Yeah.
one year.
Way above the
The
rest
other
of the
2, by the
competition. Go
way,
ahead. Yeah.
the 95 Atlanta Falcons with our guy Eric Metcalf, Terrence Mathis, and Burt Emanuel.
Never would have guessed
Never.
that. Never.
Wow.
In 1980, the San Diego Chargers,
Oh,
Kellen
Derek Coryell.
Winslow, Charlie Joyner, and John Jefferson.
But Kellen Winslow was a tight end, though.
That's with Dan Fouts as the quarterback. I can't believe the Rams didn't do it with Kurt
Did-
Warner.
the Rams never did it with Marshall Faulk, or is it just receivers that they're saying?
No, he's counting tight ends.
I was counting tight ends. I just searched.
Oh,
team
they,
ever had
oh, they
3,000
definitely did
receivers.
it.
Falk, I don't know
yeah.
if Falk had 1,000.
Oh, no, he had
receiving.
1,000.
Did he?
Yeah, he had 1,000.
I think he had multiple seasons of over
Oh, he had
1,000 yards.
1,000.
Because
I'm looking up right now, Bull. Marshall Faulk receiving
Yeah,
had 1,000 yards 1 year
only once.
in
Okay.
1999.
They had
And
to be-
on that St. Louis team, I'm looking up there.
Isaac
Yeah,
Bruce.
Bruce and Holt.
Torrey Holt.
Receiving, where's the yards?
They had the both. Be
Torrey Holt only had 788 that year.
Really?
He must have got hurt.
Yeah, he missed
Played
games?
16 games.
Oh, wow.
Started 15.
Wow.
That's
Surprised.
weird. All
Yeah.
right, so then.
All right.
I mean, that's-
97 targets, 52 receptions.
Yeah, the Browns are not getting 3,000-yard pass catchers, but they could have 4 guys with not. And this is probably not uncommon with over 700 yards.
I'd take that, actually.
Yeah.
Like,
Actually, to be truthful, we didn't even understand. See, we tripped. We had DPJ in there, but it changes everything when you put Austin Watkins Jr. in there.